Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the weight of daily life, as if you're trapped in a never-ending cycle of stress and confusion? Do you find yourself questioning if there's a deeper meaning to your existence beyond the routine of work, family, and responsibilities? What if the answers to these questions lie in an ancient wisdom that has guided millions through the ages? Imagine waking up every morning with a sense of calm and purpose, untouched by the chaos around you. What if there was a way to navigate through life's challenges with a serene mind and a heart full of compassion? This isn't just a dream. It's a possibility that Buddhism offers through its profound teachings. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Buddha and how it can transform our lives today. In this journey, we'll delve into teachings that are as relevant now as they were thousands of years ago. From understanding the essence of mindfulness to embracing compassion and inner peace, each step will bring you closer to a more fulfilling and harmonious life. Before we dive deeper into these teachings, let me share something important with you. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue to bring valuable insights and transformative advice to more people like you. In this first part, we'll start by exploring the fundamental concepts of Buddhism. The Buddha's teachings are not just historical relics. They are practical tools for everyday life. By understanding these concepts, you'll gain a fresh perspective on how to approach life's difficulties and find peace amidst the noise. Buddhism begins with the notion of awakening, a realization that our current way of living might be filled with suffering and dissatisfaction. The Buddha's message encourages us to look inward, to question our habits and thoughts, and to seek a deeper understanding of our true selves. It's about recognizing that there is a path to liberation and happiness, one that is achievable through mindful living and compassionate actions. The journey of embracing Buddha's wisdom involves acknowledging the reality of our struggles and the potential for change. It requires us to be open to new perspectives and to embrace practices that can lead to personal transformation. By exploring these teachings, you will learn how to cultivate a more mindful, compassionate, and fulfilling life. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel these teachings and discover practical ways to incorporate them into our daily routines. Whether you are new to Buddhism or seeking to deepen your understanding, this series promises valuable insights and practical advice. Remember, your journey towards a more enlightened life starts here. Make sure to subscribe to Wisdom Woven to keep up with each new part of this enlightening series. Your engagement not only supports our channel but also empowers you to embrace the transformative power of Buddha's wisdom. So, are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and enlightenment? Let's dive into the teachings that have guided countless individuals towards a more peaceful and purposeful life. Understanding the Four Noble Truths, the foundation of enlightenment. Imagine standing at a crossroads with many paths ahead, each leading to a different destination. This crossroads symbolizes our life journey. The Four Noble Truths in Buddhism are like a map that helps us navigate these paths, guiding us toward a more fulfilling and enlightened existence. The first noble truth is about recognizing that life involves suffering. This suffering isn't just about the big, dramatic events, like losing a loved one or facing a major illness. It includes the smaller, everyday frustrations too. The stress of a busy schedule, the dissatisfaction with things that don't go as planned, or even the simple sense of unease when things are too quiet. The Buddha taught us that suffering is a universal experience, something that touches everyone's life at different points. But why do we suffer? This brings us to the second noble truth, the cause of suffering. According to Buddha, our suffering often comes from our desires and attachments. When we crave something intensely, whether it's a material possession, a particular outcome, or even a feeling of comfort, we set ourselves up for disappointment. These desires create a sense of longing that's hard to satisfy. When we don't get what we want, or when what we have eventually fades, we experience suffering. Think about the last time you were eagerly waiting for a vacation. You imagined how perfect it would be, but when the vacation was over, the joy faded, and you were left with a sense of emptiness. This is a small-scale example of how attachment leads to suffering. It's not that desiring things is inherently bad, but becoming too attached to these desires can create unhappiness when our expectations aren't met. Fortunately, there is hope. The third noble truth is about the possibility of ending suffering. Buddha teaches that by understanding and addressing the causes of our suffering, we can overcome it. This doesn't mean that we'll never face challenges or difficulties again, but we can change how we relate to them. By letting go of excessive attachments and desires, we can find a deeper sense of peace and contentment. This is the promise of the third noble truth, that liberation from suffering is achievable. So, how do we reach this state of liberation? The fourth noble truth offers the solution, the Eightfold Path. This is a practical guide that outlines the steps we can take to live a life that reduces suffering. It includes principles like right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, and more. Each step helps us align our actions and thoughts with a more mindful and compassionate way of living. By following this path, we can gradually transform our experience from one of struggle to one of harmony and fulfillment. Understanding these four noble truths is like finding a key that unlocks a door to a better way of living. It helps us see the world more clearly and gives us tools to manage our inner and outer challenges. Each truth builds upon the previous one, guiding us from the recognition of our suffering to the realization that we can transcend it. By embracing these teachings, we start to notice changes in how we respond to life's ups and downs. We become more aware of our desires and how they affect our happiness. We learn to let go of attachments and find a deeper, more lasting sense of satisfaction. In essence, the Four Noble Truths are not just philosophical concepts. They are practical tools for everyday living. They offer a blueprint for understanding our experiences and provide a path to achieving a more peaceful and enlightened state of mind. Each truth helps us move closer to a life where suffering diminishes and genuine happiness flourishes. By integrating these teachings into our daily lives, we can begin to experience the transformative power of Buddha's wisdom, the Noble Eightfold Path, a guide to righteous living. Imagine you're on a journey, and you've just discovered a map that shows the way to a peaceful and fulfilling life. This map is the Noble Eightfold Path, a core teaching of Buddhism that helps us navigate through life's challenges with wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. The Noble Eightfold Path is like a compass that guides us towards a life of balance and harmony. It consists of 8 interconnected practices that, when followed, help us develop a clearer mind, a compassionate heart, and a more meaningful existence. Let's explore these 8 steps in simple terms, so you can see how they can make a positive difference in your life. Right understanding. Think of right understanding as having a clear vision of where you want to go. It means recognizing the truth about life, understanding the nature of suffering, and seeing things as they really are. It's about knowing that life involves both joy and pain, and accepting this reality helps us navigate our journey with more clarity and less confusion. Right intent. Right intent is like setting a positive destination on your journey. It involves having good intentions and a kind heart. It's about making decisions that come from a place of compassion and love, rather than from anger or desire. By focusing on benevolent intentions, we create a path that leads us and others to greater happiness. Right speech. Imagine right speech as the way you communicate on your journey. It means speaking truthfully and kindly. Avoiding gossip, lies, and hurtful words helps build stronger and more trusting relationships with others. By choosing our words carefully, we promote harmony and understanding. Right action. Right action is about the steps you take along your journey. It involves acting in ways that are ethical and considerate. This means avoiding harmful behaviors like stealing or causing harm and instead, engaging in actions that are beneficial to ourselves and others. By practicing right action, we create positive outcomes in our lives and the lives of those around us. Right livelihood. Think of right livelihood as the way you earn your way through life. It's about choosing work that does not harm others and is aligned with ethical principles. By engaging in honest and respectful work, we contribute to a better world and support our well-being and that of others. Right effort. Right effort is like the energy you put into your journey. It involves making a consistent effort to improve and develop positive qualities while letting go of negative ones. By striving to cultivate good habits and abandon harmful ones, we advance on our path towards a more fulfilling life. Right mindfulness. Right mindfulness is about being fully present on your journey. It means paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings with awareness and without distraction. By practicing mindfulness, we become more in tune with ourselves and our environment, leading to a greater sense of peace and clarity. Right concentration. Right concentration is like focusing your attention on a clear goal. It involves developing deep mental focus through meditation and other practices. By cultivating concentration, we enhance our ability to understand ourselves and our experiences more profoundly, leading to inner tranquility and insight. Together, these 8 practices form a holistic approach to living a life of integrity and wisdom. They help us develop a balanced and mindful way of being that leads to lasting happiness and inner peace. Each step supports the others, creating a cohesive path to personal growth and spiritual development. By incorporating the Noble Eightfold Path into our daily lives, we align ourselves with principles that foster a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. It's not just about following a set of rules. It's about cultivating a way of living that nurtures our well-being and the well-being of those we interact with. As you move forward on your journey, consider how these 8 steps can guide you in your daily decisions and interactions. By embracing right understanding, right intent, and the other aspects of the path, you'll find that life becomes more meaningful and fulfilling, leading you closer to a state of harmony and contentment. The concept of impermanence, embracing life's transience. Life is like a river, constantly flowing and changing. Just as a river never stays the same, neither do our experiences, emotions, or circumstances. This is the essence of the Buddhist concept of impermanence. Imagine you're watching a beautiful sunset. As the sun dips below the horizon, the colors in the sky shift and fade. What you see now will be gone in moments. This is a vivid example of impermanence, or anicca in Buddhism. Everything in life is transient, constantly changing from one moment to the next. Have you ever noticed how a joyful moment can suddenly turn into a challenging one? Or how the things you once cherished can change or disappear? This is impermanence at work. It teaches us that nothing lasts forever, not even our own feelings or situations. Understanding impermanence can bring a sense of freedom. When we accept that everything changes, we can stop clinging to things as if they were permanent. This doesn't mean we stop valuing or enjoying life, but rather, we learn to appreciate moments for what they are without trying to hold on to them forever. Consider a beautiful flower in a garden. Its petals are vibrant and full of life, but soon they will wilt and fall away. By understanding that the flower's beauty is temporary, we can enjoy it more deeply while it lasts. Similarly, our lives are full of moments, both joyful and difficult, and recognizing their transient nature helps us savor them fully. Impermanence also helps us cope with change. When faced with loss or hardship, it's natural to feel sadness or frustration. But by remembering that all things are temporary, we can find comfort in the idea that this too shall pass. Our current struggles will eventually give way to new experiences and opportunities. This perspective encourages us to live in the present moment. By letting go of the need to control or cling to things, we open ourselves up to fully experiencing life as it comes. We become more adaptable and resilient, able to face challenges with greater ease. In Buddhism, embracing impermanence is a path to wisdom and liberation. It allows us to break free from the cycle of desire and suffering. When we understand that nothing is permanent, we are less likely to be overwhelmed by the highs and lows of life. Try this simple exercise. The next time you feel a strong emotion, pause and remind yourself that it's temporary. This can help you respond to the emotion with greater clarity and calm. By acknowledging the transient nature of your feelings, you can prevent them from controlling your actions or thoughts. Meditation can also deepen your understanding of impermanence. During meditation, observe your thoughts and sensations without attachment. Notice how they arise and fade away. This practice can help you see the nature of impermanence in your own mind and body. Living with the awareness of impermanence helps us cultivate gratitude. When we realize that everything we have and experience is fleeting, we become more appreciative of the present moment. We learn to value the people, experiences, and things in our lives without taking them for granted. Embracing impermanence also teaches us to let go of regrets and anxieties about the future. Since everything is always changing, holding on to past mistakes or worrying about what's to come only causes unnecessary suffering. Instead, focus on the present and make the most of it. In summary, the concept of impermanence reminds us that life is ever-changing and that everything we experience is temporary. By accepting this truth, we can live more fully, appreciate each moment, and navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. The role of karma, understanding cause and effect. Imagine you're planting seeds in a garden. Some seeds are flowers while others might be weeds. How your garden turns out depends on the seeds you choose and how you care for them. In many ways, our actions are like those seeds. They grow into the experiences and outcomes of our lives. This is what we call karma. Karma is a concept that's central to Buddhism. It's often misunderstood as some kind of cosmic punishment or reward system, but it's actually much simpler. Karma means action. Every action we take, whether it's a thought, word, or deed, creates an effect. This effect ripples out into our lives and the lives of those around us. Think of karma like this. When you help a friend, you might feel good inside. That positive feeling is the immediate result of your action. Over time, the kindness you show can lead to a supportive network of friends and positive experiences. On the other hand, if you act with malice, it can lead to negative outcomes and strained relationships. In Buddhism, understanding karma helps us take responsibility for our actions. It's not about being punished or rewarded by an external force. It's about the natural consequences of our choices. If we sow positive seeds through our actions, we create a more positive and fulfilling life. If we sow negative seeds, we can expect challenges and difficulties. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. You feel angry and respond with harsh words or gestures. This reaction might make you feel a bit better in the moment, but it can also lead to more stress and conflict. If instead, you take a deep breath and let go of your anger, you avoid escalating the situation. Your calmness can lead to a more peaceful drive and a better mood for the rest of the day. Understanding karma isn't just about seeing the direct effects of our actions. It's also about recognizing the patterns they create. If we constantly act out of anger or frustration, we build a habit of negativity. This habit influences how we interact with others and how we experience life. By being mindful of our actions and choosing to act with kindness and compassion, we can change these patterns and improve our overall experience. Karma also teaches us about patience and perseverance. Sometimes the effects of our actions aren't immediate. You might not see the benefits of a good deed right away, but that doesn't mean it hasn't made a difference. Similarly, negative actions might take time to manifest, but they do eventually come back to us. The key to working with karma is mindfulness. By being aware of our thoughts and actions, we can make more conscious choices. This doesn't mean we should be perfect or never make mistakes. Instead, it means being aware of the intentions behind our actions and striving to act in ways that are beneficial for ourselves and others. In Buddhism, there's a saying, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." This highlights the power of our actions and thoughts in shaping our lives. By cultivating positive thoughts and actions, we can create a more positive and harmonious life experience. It's also important to remember that karma is not about guilt or blame. It's about understanding and growth. When we make mistakes, we learn from them and make better choices in the future. Karma encourages us to reflect on our actions, understand their impacts, and strive for improvement. To make karma work in our favor, we should focus on creating positive actions. Small acts of kindness, generosity, and compassion can have a big impact. Even a smile or a kind word can start a ripple effect of positivity in our lives and the lives of others. By understanding karma, we also learn to take responsibility for our lives. Instead of blaming external factors for our problems, we recognize that our choices and actions play a significant role in shaping our experiences. This awareness empowers us to make better choices and create the life we want. In summary, karma is about the natural law of cause and effect. It teaches us that our actions have consequences and that by acting with intention and mindfulness, we can create positive outcomes. Understanding and working with karma allows us to take control of our lives, foster positive relationships, and build a more fulfilling and harmonious existence. Mindfulness in daily life, connecting with the present moment. Imagine waking up each morning with a fresh sense of purpose, fully aware of the beauty around you. This is the gift of mindfulness, a key teaching in Buddhism. But what exactly is mindfulness, and how can it transform our daily lives? Let's dive into this practice and explore how connecting with the present moment can bring peace and clarity. Mindfulness is simply the practice of being fully present in each moment. It means paying attention to your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment. This sounds simple, but in our busy lives, it can be challenging to stay focused. Often, we're lost in worries about the future or regrets about the past. Mindfulness helps us anchor ourselves in the here and now, making each moment more meaningful. To illustrate, think of a time when you were eating your favorite meal. Were you truly savoring each bite, or were you distracted by thoughts or a phone screen? Mindfulness encourages you to experience the meal fully. Notice the flavors, textures, and aroma. This practice transforms everyday activities into moments of joy and presence. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can start with small steps. Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day to practice mindful breathing. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. This simple exercise can help ground you and bring your attention to the present moment. Mindfulness isn't just about formal practices. It can also be woven into everyday activities. When you're walking, pay attention to each step. Feel the ground beneath your feet and observe the world around you. When you're talking to someone, really listen to what they're saying. This level of attention enhances your interactions and relationships. One powerful way to practice mindfulness is through mindful eating. When you eat, try to eat slowly and with awareness. Notice the taste, texture, and smell of your food. Eating mindfully helps you appreciate your meals more and can even improve your digestion and overall enjoyment. Another aspect of mindfulness is being aware of your emotions. Instead of reacting impulsively to feelings of anger or frustration, take a moment to observe them. Recognize that these emotions are temporary and that you have the power to choose how to respond. This awareness can lead to more thoughtful and balanced reactions. Mindfulness also extends to managing stress. When you feel overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths and bring your focus back to the present moment. This can help you regain a sense of calm and clarity. Over time, you'll find that you're better equipped to handle stressful situations with a clear and composed mind. One common misconception is that mindfulness requires a lot of time and effort. In reality, it's about being present in whatever you're doing. Whether you're washing dishes, commuting, or spending time with loved ones, mindfulness can enhance these experiences. The key is to bring your full attention to each moment, no matter how mundane it may seem. As you practice mindfulness, you might notice changes in your perception of time. Moments may feel richer and more vivid. This is because you're fully engaged in the present, rather than being caught up in thoughts about the past or future. This shift can lead to a greater sense of contentment and fulfillment in your life. It's important to be patient with yourself as you develop mindfulness. It's a skill that takes time and practice. Don't be discouraged if your mind wanders frequently. Gently bring your attention back to the present moment and continue practicing. Each moment of awareness is a step toward greater mindfulness. In summary, mindfulness is a simple yet profound practice that can deeply impact your daily life. By focusing on the present moment, you can enhance your awareness, reduce stress, and experience life more fully. Start with small steps and gradually incorporate mindfulness into different aspects of your life. With time, you'll discover the transformative power of living in the here and now. Embrace mindfulness as a daily practice, and you'll find that each moment holds its own beauty and significance. As you continue to cultivate this awareness, you'll connect more deeply with yourself and the world around you, leading to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. The practice of meditation, finding inner peace and clarity. In a world full of noise and distractions, finding a moment of peace can seem like a distant dream. But what if I told you that peace isn't something you have to chase? It's something you can cultivate right within yourself. This is the essence of meditation, a practice that has been cherished and refined over thousands of years. Today, we will explore how meditation can help you find inner peace and clarity. Imagine your mind as a pond covered with ripples, making it difficult to see the bottom clearly. Every worry, every thought, every moment of stress sends out more ripples, clouding the water. Meditation is like gently stilling those ripples, allowing the water to become calm and clear again. When your mind is calm, you can see things as they are, without the distortions caused by stress and confusion. Meditation is more than just sitting quietly. It's about focusing your mind and learning to observe your thoughts without getting tangled in them. Think of it like training a muscle. At first, it might be hard to keep your mind focused, just like it's tough to lift weights when you're starting out. But with practice, your mental focus becomes stronger, just like your muscles do with exercise. To begin meditating, find a quiet spot where you won't be disturbed. Sit comfortably with your back straight but not stiff. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Notice the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. As you do this, thoughts will come and go. This is completely normal. The key is not to fight these thoughts, but to gently bring your attention back to your breath. You might find it helpful to use a simple technique like counting your breaths. Inhale deeply and count 1, then exhale and count 2, and so on. If you lose count or your mind wanders, gently guide your attention back to the counting. This practice helps train your mind to stay focused and calm. Meditation is not about achieving a particular state, but about being present with what is. Sometimes you might feel peace and calm, while other times you might feel restless. Both experiences are valuable. Over time, you'll find that even when life gets hectic, you have a place of stillness you can return to. Another powerful technique is mindfulness meditation. This involves paying close attention to the present moment, whether you're eating, walking, or even washing dishes. By fully engaging with the task at hand, you cultivate a deep sense of awareness and presence. This can help reduce stress and increase your overall sense of well-being. The benefits of meditation extend beyond your practice sessions. Regular meditation can improve your concentration, reduce anxiety, and enhance your emotional resilience. It's like having a mental reset button that you can press whenever you need to clear your mind and regain your focus. One simple way to incorporate meditation into your daily routine is to start with just a few minutes each day. As you become more comfortable with the practice, you can gradually increase the time. Even short sessions can have a profound impact on your mental clarity and emotional stability. Remember, meditation is a personal journey. There's no right or wrong way to do it. What matters is finding a method that works for you and making it a regular part of your life. With patience and practice, meditation can become a cherished tool for achieving inner peace and clarity amidst the chaos of daily life. As you continue on this journey, be gentle with yourself. The goal of meditation is not perfection but presence. Each session is a step towards a calmer, clearer mind, and each step brings you closer to the peace you seek. In the end, Meditation is about connecting with the present moment and discovering the peace that lies within. It's about letting go of the constant chatter and finding stillness in the midst of life's storms. Embrace this practice and let it guide you to a place of tranquility and insight. Detachment from desires, liberating yourself from attachment. Imagine a bird flying freely in the sky. It soars high, unburdened by the weight of the earth below. This sense of freedom and lightness is what we seek when we talk about detachment from desires. In our daily lives, we often find ourselves weighed down by our wants and cravings, much like a bird tethered to the ground by invisible strings. But what if we could cut those strings and experience true liberation? Detachment is not about giving up everything or becoming indifferent. It's about understanding that our desires can cloud our judgment and create unnecessary suffering. When we hold on too tightly to our wants, we become slaves to them. Buddha teaches us that by letting go of these attachments, we can achieve a deeper sense of peace and contentment. Think of a time when you wanted something so badly that it took over your thoughts. Maybe it was a new gadget, a dream job, or a relationship. The more you craved it, the more stressed and anxious you became. This is because desire often leads to dissatisfaction. No matter how much we get, we always want more. This endless cycle of craving and wanting is what keeps us from true happiness. Buddha's teachings guide us to understand the nature of our desires. He explains that desires are like waves in the ocean, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy. If we try to hold on to them, we'll only find ourselves tossed around and overwhelmed. Instead, we should observe these desires without getting caught up in them, much like watching the waves without trying to control them. To practice detachment, start by identifying your desires and observing how they affect your mood and well-being. Notice how your mind races when you think about something you want. Recognize that this is a natural reaction, but it doesn't have to control you. By acknowledging your desires without letting them dictate your actions, you can start to free yourself from their grip. One effective way to practice detachment is through mindfulness. When you're mindful, you're aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This awareness allows you to see your desires for what they are, temporary and ever-changing. You don't have to act on every desire that arises. Instead, you can choose how to respond to them with clarity and wisdom. Another practice is to focus on gratitude. When you appreciate what you already have, you shift your attention away from what you lack. Gratitude helps you see the richness of your life as it is, reducing the need for constant external validation. This shift in perspective can lessen the power of your desires and bring a sense of contentment. Letting go of desires doesn't mean you can't have goals or dreams. It means that you approach them with a sense of openness and flexibility. You work towards your goals with effort and determination, but you remain unattached to the outcome. If things don't go as planned, you accept it with grace and move on without regret. In everyday life, practice detachment by setting small challenges for yourself. For example, try spending a day without buying anything you don't need. Notice how it feels to resist impulsive desires and how your mind responds. These small practices can help you build the habit of detachment and bring more awareness to your actions. Remember, detachment is a journey, not a destination. It's about gradually releasing your hold on desires and finding freedom in the present moment. As you practice, you'll discover that true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. In essence, detachment from desires allows us to live more fully and authentically. By freeing ourselves from the chains of craving, we open ourselves to a life of greater peace, joy, and contentment. Embrace this path with patience and compassion, knowing that each step brings you closer to a more liberated and fulfilled self. The role of karma, understanding cause and effect. Imagine you're walking through a beautiful garden. Every step you take, every seed you plant, creates a ripple effect in the soil. This garden, just like our lives, is shaped by our actions. What we do today, whether good or bad, influences our future. This is the essence of karma. Karma is often misunderstood as a form of cosmic punishment or reward, but it's much simpler and more profound. It's about cause and effect. Just as a gardener must tend to their plants to see them thrive, we must carefully choose our actions to shape our lives positively. Every action we take sends out energy into the world. This energy can be positive or negative, and it returns to us in ways we might not immediately see. For instance, if you help a friend in need, that kindness may come back to you when you least expect it. Conversely, if you're unkind, you might find yourself facing challenges as a result. To understand karma, let's use an example. Picture two friends who both have a habit of gossiping. One day, they spread a rumor about someone they barely know. The rumor gets back to the person it was about, and hurt feelings are inevitable. The friend who spread the rumor feels guilty, and the cycle of negativity continues. This is karma in action. What you put out into the world comes back to you. But karma isn't just about immediate consequences. It's also about the long-term impact of our actions. Just like planting seeds in a garden, we nurture the results of our deeds over time. If you consistently act with kindness and integrity, you build a garden of positive outcomes. However, if your actions are driven by selfishness or harm, you might face difficulties and challenges later. The beauty of understanding karma lies in its empowerment. When you grasp that your actions influence your future, you gain control over your life. By making conscious, positive choices, you shape a better future for yourself and others. To illustrate this further, think of a scenario where you choose to help a stranger. That act of kindness could inspire them to help someone else. This creates a ripple effect of goodness that extends far beyond your initial action. The joy and positivity you generate can return to you in various forms, perhaps through new friendships, opportunities, or personal satisfaction. It's also important to recognize that karma is not about instant payback. Sometimes the effects of our actions might not be visible immediately. Patience is key. Just as a gardener waits for their plants to grow, we must trust that the positive actions we take will eventually bear fruit. In Buddhism, karma is closely tied to intention. It's not just the action itself, but the motivation behind it that matters. If your actions are guided by compassion and a genuine desire to do good, the karma you create will reflect that. This is why cultivating a kind heart and clear intentions is essential. Every moment is an opportunity to plant seeds of positive karma. You don't need to wait for a grand occasion to act with kindness. Simple, everyday actions, like offering a smile, listening with empathy, or lending a helping hand, create a reservoir of positive karma that enriches your life and the lives of those around you. Understanding karma also helps us make sense of life's challenges. When faced with difficulties, it's easy to feel like we're being punished. However, if we view these challenges through the lens of karma, we can see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Our responses to adversity can shape our future karma, transforming obstacles into stepping stones. In summary, karma is about recognizing the power of our actions and intentions. By making mindful choices and acting with compassion, we cultivate positive karma that enriches our lives and the lives of others. Embrace this understanding, and you'll find that your garden of life blossoms with joy, peace, and fulfillment. Overcoming suffering, practical steps to reduce mental distress. Imagine waking up to a world where your mind feels like a stormy sea, full of waves crashing against the shores of your peace. This is a common experience for many, where suffering seems like an unavoidable part of life. But what if there were ways to calm the storm, to find tranquility amidst the turbulence? Today, we will explore practical steps to reduce mental distress through the lens of Buddhist teachings. First, let's start with a simple truth. Suffering is a part of life. The Buddha himself acknowledged this in his first noble truth. It's not something to be feared or avoided, but rather understood and managed. Just as rain is a natural part of the weather cycle, so too is suffering a natural part of the human experience. Accepting this can be the first step towards alleviating it. One practical step to manage suffering is to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Imagine your mind as a clear pond. When a stone is thrown into it, ripples spread across the surface. If you try to stop the ripples, you only create more disturbance. Instead, if you let the ripples be and allow the water to settle naturally, the pond returns to calmness. Similarly, when you notice negative thoughts or emotions, observe them without trying to change them immediately. With time, they will settle, and your mind will regain clarity. Another effective technique is practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the act of paying full attention to the present moment. It's like taking a pause from the whirlwind of thoughts and focusing on the here and now. Simple mindfulness exercises include paying attention to your breath or observing the sensations in your body. By grounding yourself in the present, you can create a space where suffering has less power over you. Let's consider an example from daily life. Imagine you're feeling overwhelmed by a stressful situation at work. Instead of letting the stress build up, take a few moments to breathe deeply and focus on each breath. Notice how the air feels entering and leaving your nostrils. This simple act of mindfulness can help you detach from the stress and respond to the situation with greater calm and clarity. Buddha also taught us the importance of understanding the nature of our suffering. Often, we suffer because we cling to things that are impermanent. This could be anything from material possessions to relationships or even our own expectations. By recognizing that these things are transient, we can begin to loosen our grip on them. This doesn't mean we stop caring about them, but rather that we understand their temporary nature and thus reduce our attachment to them. Cultivating a positive mindset is another powerful tool in overcoming suffering. The Buddha encouraged practices like gratitude and compassion, which can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. For instance, if you're feeling disheartened by challenges in your life, try making a list of things you're grateful for. This simple shift in perspective can bring a sense of relief and contentment. Additionally, engaging in acts of kindness towards others can greatly diminish our own suffering. When we help others, we create positive connections and a sense of purpose that uplifts us. Acts of kindness don't have to be grand. Even small gestures, like a warm smile or a kind word, can have a profound impact on both the giver and receiver. Another essential practice is letting go of the need for control. Often, our suffering comes from trying to control outcomes or fix situations that are beyond our control. Instead, focus on what you can control, your actions and reactions. By accepting that some things are beyond your control, you can release the stress associated with trying to manage them. Lastly, the practice of meditation can offer deep relief from suffering. Meditation helps us to calm our minds, gain insight into our thoughts and emotions, and cultivate inner peace. Even just a few minutes of meditation each day can make a significant difference in how we handle stress and suffering. In summary, overcoming suffering involves a combination of acceptance, mindfulness, understanding impermanence, cultivating a positive mindset, practicing kindness, letting go of control, and meditating. Each of these steps offers a way to reduce mental distress and find a greater sense of peace. By incorporating these practices into your daily life, you can navigate through suffering with greater ease and create a more serene and balanced existence. Living in harmony, aligning your actions with Buddhist principles. Imagine a river flowing smoothly toward the sea. It moves effortlessly, finding its way around obstacles and embracing every twist and turn with grace. This image of the river can teach us a lot about living in harmony. Just as the river flows naturally, aligning our actions with Buddhist principles helps us navigate life's challenges with ease and balance. In Buddhism, living in harmony means aligning our actions, thoughts, and intentions with core principles of kindness, wisdom, and compassion. It's about creating a life where our behavior reflects our deepest values and brings us closer to inner peace. But how do we do this in our everyday lives? Let's start with the idea of mindfulness. Being mindful means paying full attention to our thoughts, words, and actions. When we are mindful, we become aware of how our behavior affects others and ourselves. This awareness helps us make choices that are more aligned with Buddhist principles. For example, if you're aware of the impact of your words, you're more likely to speak with kindness rather than anger. Another key aspect of living in harmony is practicing generosity. Generosity isn't just about giving material things. It's also about offering our time, attention, and understanding to others. When we practice generosity, we create positive energy in our lives and the lives of those around us. This aligns with the Buddhist teaching of selflessness and helps us build a more compassionate world. Equally important is the practice of right speech. This means communicating in ways that are truthful, kind, and helpful. Avoiding gossip, criticism, and harsh words helps us maintain harmony in our relationships and aligns with the Buddhist principle of ethical conduct. Right speech creates an environment where trust and respect can flourish, contributing to a more harmonious life. Living in harmony also involves embracing the concept of impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing, and accepting this fact can help us navigate challenges more gracefully. When we hold on too tightly to things, whether they are material possessions or personal achievements, we create suffering for ourselves. By accepting impermanence, we can let go of attachments and find peace in the flow of life. Practicing patience is another important aspect of living in harmony. Patience allows us to respond to life's challenges with calm and understanding, rather than reacting with frustration or anger. When we are patient, we give ourselves and others the space to grow and learn. This aligns with the Buddhist principle of non-harmfulness and fosters a more peaceful and harmonious life. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for maintaining harmony. Holding on to grudges or past hurts only creates more suffering for ourselves. By practicing forgiveness, we release ourselves from the burden of negative emotions and open the door to healing and reconciliation. Forgiveness aligns with the Buddhist teaching of compassion and helps us cultivate a heart that is free from anger and resentment. Living in harmony also means taking care of our environment. Buddhism teaches us to respect and care for all living beings and the natural world. By adopting sustainable practices and being mindful of our impact on the environment, we align our actions with the principle of interconnectedness. This helps create a world where all beings can thrive and live in harmony. Another important principle is gratitude. Cultivating a sense of gratitude for what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack, helps us maintain a positive outlook on life. Gratitude aligns with the Buddhist practice of contentment and helps us appreciate the simple joys of life. By expressing gratitude, we acknowledge the interconnectedness of all things and foster a sense of harmony within ourselves. Incorporating mindfulness into our daily routines can also help us live in harmony. Simple practices like mindful eating, mindful walking, and mindful listening help us stay present and connected to our actions. By being mindful of how we live each moment, we align our actions with our deepest values and contribute to a more harmonious existence. Finally, living in harmony requires self-reflection. Regularly examining our thoughts, actions, and motivations helps us stay true to our principles and make adjustments as needed. Self-reflection allows us to understand ourselves better and align our behavior with our values. It's a continuous process of growth and learning that helps us live more harmoniously with ourselves and others. In summary, living in harmony involves aligning our actions, thoughts, and intentions with Buddhist principles. By practicing mindfulness, generosity, right speech, patience, forgiveness, gratitude, and environmental care, we create a life that reflects our deepest values. Embracing impermanence and engaging in self-reflection help us navigate life's challenges with grace and balance. Just as the river flows naturally toward the sea, living in harmony allows us to move through life with ease and find peace in every moment. Sustaining your practice. Integrating Buddha's teachings into daily life. In the journey of life, integrating the Buddha's teachings into your daily routine is like finding a gentle stream that carries you forward. Just as a steady river flows with purpose, so can your practice of mindfulness and wisdom guide you through the twists and turns of everyday living. Imagine a gardener tending to their plants. They don't simply water the garden once and leave it. Instead, they return daily, nurturing the soil, removing weeds, and ensuring the plants receive sunlight. Your practice of Buddha's teachings is similar. It requires consistent attention and care to truly flourish in your life. You might wonder, how can I keep the Buddha's teachings alive in my busy day? It starts with small, simple actions that gradually build into a deeper understanding and integration of these teachings. Begin with the basics, mindfulness. Each day, set aside a few moments to be fully present. Whether you're eating, walking, or simply sitting, focus on the experience at hand. Notice the sensations, the sights, the sounds. This practice of being present helps anchor you in the moment and reminds you of the impermanence of all things. Next, bring compassion into your daily interactions. When faced with challenges or conflicts, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, how can I approach this with kindness? Compassion doesn't just mean being kind to others. It also means being gentle with yourself. Remember that everyone is on their own journey, and extending compassion can transform your relationships and inner peace. Another crucial aspect is letting go of attachment. Buddha taught that clinging to things, whether they be material possessions, relationships, or even our own desires, leads to suffering. Practice detachment by recognizing that while things may bring temporary joy, they do not define your true happiness. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning your responsibilities or relationships, but rather releasing the excessive grasping that often leads to disappointment. Incorporate meditation into your routine. Even a few minutes a day can have a profound impact. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. This practice helps clear your mind, reduces stress, and deepens your connection to the present moment. As you meditate regularly, you'll find that it becomes easier to maintain a calm and centered mind throughout your day. Live according to the Noble Eightfold Path. This path is a practical guide for living a life of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. Strive to understand the right view, engage in right intention, and practice right speech, right action, and right livelihood. By aligning your actions with these principles, you cultivate a life of harmony and integrity. Remember that integrating these teachings is a gradual process. It's not about achieving perfection overnight, but about making steady progress. Each day offers a new opportunity to practice and grow. Be patient with yourself and recognize that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to a more mindful and fulfilling life. As you move forward, reflect on the impact these teachings have on your life. Notice the shifts in your thoughts, feelings, and interactions. Celebrate your progress and use any challenges as opportunities for further growth. In the end, sustaining your practice is about creating a rhythm that feels natural and supportive. It's about allowing the teachings to become a seamless part of your life, guiding you gently and steadily towards greater wisdom and peace. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploring Buddha's messages. If you found this series insightful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven for more content that nurtures your spiritual growth. May you continue to find clarity, peace, and joy in your daily practice. In every moment, remember the gentle stream of wisdom and let it guide you through the beautiful, ever-changing journey of life.